Hi everyone, this is Keito, and this is the third and final part of the 8th Leonis Broadcast Livestream. In this video, I will be going over sort of the roadmap that they have planned, and also Gumi specifically addressing how they will make it easier to raise and develop units. So I'm going to start off with the latter part, the how Gumi plans to address raising units, and this is sort of like the table of contents of what they're going to do. So we will go into this one by one, but sort of briefly going over them. They are going to be introducing a new medal called Soul Stars and Vision Stars, which you can use to exchange them for unit and VC shards. I am still completely confused about this, but I will try to explain it later. They will also be making it easier to acquire job memories, as well as faint memories in terms of drop rates, as well as mock shop availability, as well as the elemental fragments. Those will also be, let's see here, their drop rates will be changed, as well as having more availability within the exchange shops. The rainbow orbs, rainbow fragments, azure fragments, and golden fragments will also have their exchange numbers availability increased. Awakening materials will also, they will look into the availability of their stock in the exchange shops, as well as equipment raising materials. Those will also they will have their own campaign, and their drop rates will be changed as well. Lastly, XP cube larges will also be have their drop rates adjusted and will be added to the exchange shop. Alright, so going over them quickly one by one. So this is still something they're not really doing a good job explaining this, and even the JP chat's kind of left confused / they don't really see how this is helpful, especially to like light spenders. So basically, it's very, from what I get of this, I'm still having a hard time understanding what he's saying here. But basically, it's going to be very similar to the medals that we get whenever you pull a dupe. You can use these medals to exchange them for non-collab, non-limited units. And that's about it. I just don't really understand how they're different than the soul medals that we already get. I think the difference is right now we're sort of limited in what exactly we can spend our soul medals on, and with these soul and vision stars you can exchange them for any unit, provided that they're not collab units or limited units. That's what I'm understanding from this, but I'm not entirely sure. The comments in the JP livestream seem to be like, well, what's the point of this, right? You're still going to have to pay Viz to roll and pull the gacha, so like you're not really making it that much easier for light spenders. That's the general gist. I think we have to wait until we actually see this implemented to see how actually user-friendly this is. Alright, moving on. So these are all the things that we can get from the daily quests, or daily farplane stuff. So drop memories, they will be further fragmented into different sections so that you can go easily for the specific drop memory that you want. For faint memories, those will also have their drop rates changed, as well as the elemental Alchemist chambers. Those will also have their drop rates affected. So for the elemental Alchemist specifically, the producer Hirono here talks about how the drop rate adjustment will be approximately 2 to 3 times. They will double or triple the drop rates compared to what it is right now. I'm not sure if this applies to everything, but this is the only number they gave for drop rate modification. So I think it's okay to assume that it applies to all drops that are being affected by this new drop rate modifier, but I'm not sure. As well as there will be a campaign for equipment developing material. So you will get I think there will be a campaign where like the stats that you get per level will be increased, so it's easier to raise them, as well as the materials needed to awaken them. And there will also be an increased drop rate for the the XL experience cubes. I'm always wondering what Gumi's huge emphasis on extra large experience cubes being like super important in the game are. Personally, I don't really use them. I can just like skip ticket in the story quests while they're running the XP double campaigns. So I don't find them that integral to the game. Personal opinions. Alright, so Fate Memories will also be available in the Mog Shop. They will have them adjusted. I think the price and the availability will be adjusted. For Elemental Fragments, those will have their stock increased. In regards to Rainbow Fragments, Azure Fragments, and Gold Fragments, those will also have their stock increased. For Awakening Materials, those will also have... They will look over the availability of them, and they will also look at changing the rates, the costs of purchasing them. As well as they will also add XL experience cubes and have them increased. Okay, moving on. I think that's it for how they plan on doing... Yeah, that's how they plan on making it easier to develop units. So before I move on to the roadmaps, I will say JP was not too happy with this, and they were like, this isn't really helping people. Like it's helping, but it's not enough for people to be able to actually like enjoy developing the units. And as to what Hirono producer responds, he says this is the things that they can do immediately. So these are the changes that they are going to make and it does help, right? Technically, it does help literally. So that they're going to implement that now, but they still plan on making it easier. They just have to figure out how to make it easier. So they want us to be a little bit more patient. They want more feedback regarding the new implementations that they have and make adjustments from there. So personally, I don't really see a huge change. Like, I don't think this is what people had in mind when they were asking for easier methods of, you know, raising their units. And yes, this does help, but I don't think it's what people were looking for. Alright, I think it really depends on this whole Soul Star, Vision Star thing. I personally think they did a terrible job explaining this. It seems like they don't really know what's going on themselves. But I think we just have to wait until it's actually live in the game to see how it works. Alright, moving on to the roadmap. So these are the plans that they have. So the Soul Stars and Vision Stars mentioned earlier will be added to the game in late May. They will also have the equipment raising campaign that I mentioned in May as well. They will also be making changes to the selection quest, where you can bring the free UR unit that they give you from the selection quest on the selection quests. I think it's kind of weird that, you know, the original point of selection quest was to bring lower rarity units, and it feels kind of weird bringing in a UR unit, regardless of it being free, into a selection quest. I feel like that defeats the point. But apparently the majority of JP players wanted this, so I guess it's fine. Now they will also be adding a animation on/off for the Chocobo Expedition cutscenes. Whenever you sort of click that accept all the things, so you can skip that, which is actually, it's really nice because that thing it takes so much time and it adds up. It's kind of annoying, so I'm glad they put that in. For solo raid battles, you can have an auto repeat function, and there will also be a prevention for overbuying in the metal shop, which I still don't know exactly how they're going to implement it. Apparently people were like not paying attention and buying too many things that they didn't intend on buying, and so they're going to add, I guess, limits to that, but that feels kind of bad for the person who actually intentionally wanted to buy a bunch of, I don't know, let's say a bunch of Red Knight's Memory or something like that in the Mog Shop, or the Soul Metal Shop, I'm not sure. Anyways, and then lastly, shoot, I keep forgetting what official name of this isn't global. I think it's like the Beast's Den, I think? Was it the Esper's Den? I'm not sure. The Bestiary Den? Sorry, the Farplane event for the Beasts, for the Espers, will be sort of split into banners, so that's easier to navigate. Alright, moving on to June. June's roadmap is they're going to focus a lot on guild stuff, so they're going to expand guild recruitment methods, they're going to add more guild scouting mechanisms, and they're also going to implement guild co-op content. They're also going to expand the number of parties you can have. They're going to change the AI regarding charms so that your unit will tend to not attack a charmed unit. As well as the interface, the user interface for free matches will be updated whenever you select units. So that's kind of nice. Now July is packed, I think. Yeah, so for July's roadmap, we have there will be additional scenario quests within event quests. There will be something called the event archive, which we're not too sure yet. There will be a new guild battle, battle for the top or battle for the summit event, as well as there will be vision card filter selection methods. There will be you will be able to add vision card hard quests, specific vision cards, into your favorites list. There will be a way to skip basically every single hard quest that you have in your favorites all in one go, assuming that you spend the tickets to skip. There will be updates to the chat function. There will be they will make it easier to view the ability board. And so for updates, for other technical updates, there will be a on-off switch for raid boss appearance cutscenes. That's really nice. There will be updates to the auto formation, and there will be updates to the limited guild battles. Moving on to user interface, there will be a vision card user interface update. And finally, for the AI, there will be changes to the way healing works, as well as there is currently sort of a bug where the AI doesn't consider your allies with jump-based moves, so they will fix that as well, apparently. And I think that about wraps it up for the event side. Alright, and yep, so with that concludes my breakdown of the 8th Leonis Broadcast live stream. If you have any questions, please let me know and I'd be happy to answer them. If you want me to address something specific, then I can go back and look into it and provide you any other information that you might need. So please let me know. Thank you very much, and good luck on the battlefields of Ardra.